My man, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? We just gonna go ahead and get started. Got a couple technical difficulties, but hey, we're gonna make our way through it, man. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
Man, life is good, man. Life is good. Ain't no complaining on my end. But where is my official trailer? Hey, I'm gonna do this little intro, and after the intro, we're gonna come back and get this thing started. How about that?
Okay, let's do it.
Won't need another, this one here really do it for you. Baby, yeah, baby, I'm baby, come down to let me show you how now it's my turn to tell y'all about my big bro Gerard and the podcast crew.
All right, man. That wasn't too painful, man. I had a little hiccup, but hey, you remember on that old Fridays movie? Say, man, players mess up. I mess up all the time, man.
Hey, no worries. You know how it is.
Yeah,
You
for
know how
sure.
it is. When you trying to
Bert,
do something, right, then I always
that's
distract
how
and
I
try to
go,
come
man.
in, huh?
So, hey, hello out there, the Facebook world, YouTube world. Appreciate you for tuning in to another episode of the Floor is Yours podcast. It has been at least 2 months. 2 months. I'm a little rusty, but sometimes it's just like riding a bike, right? You just got to get on there. It might shake a little bit, but we back. We back with an exciting topic. I got a good friend here, hometown, Jamar Bruce from Texarkana, Texas. So I'm going to let you.
Arkansas,
For Arkansas,
Razorback,
my bad, man.
Arkansas.
Hey, so you gotta be from there to understand how people correct you when you say you're from Texas and you actually from Arkansas. But we'll get into that later. But tell us what brings you to the show, man. Who you are and what brings you to the show, if you will.
Well, of course, first of all, Gerard, I want to thank you again for just having me on today.
Yeah,
Not our first time,
nah,
speaking, doing things together. So I'm just glad to be back on your platform
yeah,
and glad that you allowed me the opportunity to be able to speak about an event and just a little bit about my mental health journey that I dealt with. So again, I just want to thank you for that opportunity, my brother.
yeah, for sure, man. It's a pleasure, man. We was talking before how important it is to be diligent where you are, and these opportunities come up. So, just on my behalf and for me and the behalf of my crew, man, thank you for the opportunity to come on and tell your story and be a part of something that's so. What I'm saying is going to be monumental, man. So, we've been trying to. Me personally, I've been wanting to get back down in Texarkana for a long time and do some work. So, you giving me this opportunity, I don't take it lightly. So, man, thanks again. But June is Men's Mental Health Month for a lot of people that don't know. So we're just trying to pay homage to that, but as well talk about you personally and your mental health journey and how it has influenced who you are and what direction you're trying to go with this. So if you can, just give us a little bit again about what brings you to the show, and let's dive into the conversation.
Well, so I just want to start by saying I do the event that I'm getting ready to put on, which again, thank you, Gerard, for partnering with me to be able
Yeah,
to do this event, which is called Create the Life That I Want. Now, I could have took this event, started it off anywhere, but of course, I wanted to come back to my hometown, which is the city of Texarkana, and be able to, educate our men when it comes to dealing with mental health and the stigma behind mental health. So I just wanted to start there as a stepping stone, and then hopefully to be able to take it to other cities as well. But many of you might know, if you've been keeping contact with my Facebook page, whether it be Instagram, I do have an event that we'll be getting ready to put on September the 27th, which is called Create the Life That I Want. Now, just a little bit about that event, how I came up with that event. I went through something traumatic in March of this year. And so that's what led me into, because I've always been a person that I want to help people, whether it be through film, whether it be just doing advocate work. I've always been a person that I want to help people. So once I went through this traumatic event in this year of March, I got to where I decided that I wanted to do something that deals with mental health, because I realized the lack of resources that we have as men when it comes to mental health, especially in the Black community. And then as far as like whether the cost, the lack of therapists, minority therapists. So I just wanted to be able to put on an event that'll be able to give men a space to speak about mental health and let them know that, you don't have to be strong all the time, that it's okay not to be okay. And so
Man.
I just wanted to be able to put on an event that'll be able to give them the resources and be educated, behind the stigma of mental health. So at this event, Create the Life That I Want, again, it will be in September the 27th, and it will be at the Radiant Church in Texarkana, Texas. And like I said, it's an event that you definitely do not want to miss. We have dynamic speakers that will be on the platform giving their giving their resources, giving their knowledge when it comes to mental health. We also have the wonderful, if some of you might have watched Sunday Best in the past, we have Kafir Rollerson, which was season 6 Sunday Best runner up. So we do have her confirmed that will be in the house as well. Now, next week, we also have another announcement that we do hope to make with another special guest artist. That'll be the final special guest artist. So stay tuned. Be sure to follow all our social media platforms, the website, lifeiwantevent.com, and just be sure to stay connected with us because, again, we will be making a big reveal on next week. Now, not to mention as well, as far as this event, again, it's not just an event where it be just, you're hearing a bunch of speaking, a bunch of speakers that's just talking about the topic of mental health. We have, like I said, live entertainment, refreshments, as well as tributes to our fathers. And so, again, we just want you guys to come out, and it's not just for men too. Women, if you want to come too and be in the house, give men support. We encourage you to come out and be in the house as well. But again, it's just to give the men that space and that platform to let them know that they aren't the only ones that deal with mental health illness. And we just want to be able to give them that space so that they can be out and be able to come and get educated when it comes to mental health.
That's good. That's good. And why I put the life I want event.com website up here for people that go in and purchase tickets. One thing that stood out is that you're trying to make this like kind of celebratory, if you will. So I know sometimes it can get kind of mundane. People talk about mental health and get up there and listen to a therapist, and it's not too exciting, right? While the information might be good, like the content might be necessary, but I like that you're making a point to make this a fun-filled day where you actually enjoying being there. Am I understanding your aim right on that?
Yeah. And I do want to say as well, I do have just through a few of my industry connects, we have some other special surprises that'll be popping up as well that I've been fortunate to connect with some of my industry connects that I'll be you know having in the house as well. So just like I said, if you be in the place because it's a place that you want to be on September the 27th. I'm not just talking because most people just talk just to hype up things. I promise you, what I'm saying is going to be, that's just what it's going to
Yeah,
be. So I
yeah.
want to encourage you to be sure to get your tickets when it comes to September the 27th because you don't want to miss it.
You don't
You
want to
don't want
miss
to miss it. Trust me.
it. Yeah. Hey, appreciate my sister Carlika Bassanite Mendez for tuning in. She says, good evening. Good evening to you. I hope life is well out there in Georgia for you, ma'am. But yeah, couple things. Let's get into your journey, if you don't mind. I know I love the fact that you're pretty transparent with what you've been challenged with, and we talked about how important it is because sometimes people hear therapy and it's just the visual of me laying on the couch talking to a therapist about my problem while they're diagnosing me and prescribing medicine and getting all of my business. And it's not necessarily like that. The program that you're in, I don't know if you want to disclose where you are, but the program is pretty robust, right? I talked to you the other day, man. You was getting a massage, man. So
Hey man,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
tell me
this.
about that program.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this. I've never been so happy in my life ever since I've been in this program.
Yeah,
And that's what I was, and I speak with my therapist weekly, and I was just telling her how happy, I've been. And like I was speaking to you earlier, we met on yesterday, and I just started shedding tears in her eyes. And she wanted to know what was wrong. And I was just telling her that I never thought that I'd be able to be in this place to where I can be so happy and feel so happy in my life, and just to be able to get the help that I'm receiving. So
mhm.
it's a big step for me, and like I said, I'm loving it so much. And yeah, just trying to learn and take in all the tools and the knowledge that I can to be a better person for myself.
So you talked about how happy you are. So I know you've done things to address your mental health in the past. What was different this time to make you say, like, you know what, this is the happiest that I've been in my life? Like, what was different this time?
I say what was different. I've learned to love myself.
Wow.
I learned to get to know who I am.
Hmm.
Just being in this program because I truly, if you would have asked me that years ago, everything I was living was a lie. I pretend that I was okay. I pretend that I didn't need help. I was in denial that I didn't need help. Everything was a lie. So I would say the most thing that have really helped me about, I've like I said, I've really learned myself how to have better coping skills, how to handle certain situations much better. So I will say that that's one thing that have really helped me throughout the process and throughout my journey so
Yeah.
far.
Okay. And on that note, like, what was the moment when you realized you needed to seek help and do something different than what you've been doing in the past?
So this is the thing. Again, I'm 39 years old. For over 20 years, I was living in a lie,
Mhm.
pretending to be happy, pretending that I didn't need the help, living in denial. And I will say this, I was in, and I'm not afraid to say it, I've been in six relationships. In each one of those relationships, the one thing that they had in common, each woman told me that I need to seek help, that I really need to seek help because I had mental issues going on. But of course, I was living in denial, looking at them. Who was they to tell me I didn't need help? Until I actually came here to Florida and enrolled in a rehab, inpatient rehab, to realize that, hey, I really did need help.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, once I got here in Florida, I started in March and I did a 30-day rehab, inpatient rehab program to where I basically didn't have access to my phone for 30 days, no social media, no internet. It was tough. The
Was
first
it?
2 days was tough. I'm telling you, I can remember going crazy in that room,
Hmm.
like really crazy in that room. No access to the outside world at all. But I realized that it helped me, and like I said, it helped me to get to learn who I was. It helped me to get away from all the negativity and to
So when you
just
say learn who you
be a
was,
better
like, what are
person.
some of the things that you learned about yourself? Like when you learn who you was.
Some of the things that I learned about myself, one is that I was projecting all my pain onto others.
Oh wow,
That's
that's
something big that I learned about myself, that I was blaming everybody for my situation, even my childhood. I'm grown now. And I realize even though I'm grown now, I can't still blame what happened to me years ago, whether it be through my childhood or through my past relationships. And so I had to learn how to take accountability and responsibility for what I had did.
yeah.
And that's one thing, big thing that I say that I did learn about myself, that like I said, I was living in a lie. I didn't love myself. I was doing a lot of self-sabotaging,
Mm-hmm.
which really messed with my mental health. I wasn't using the correct coping skills, isolating a lot,
Mm-hmm.
turning to things that that I didn't need to turn to when it comes to dealing with my depression, because over 20 years and I've so my I'm diagnosed with MDD, which is a major depression disorder, PTSD, also anxiety as well. So like I said, I dealt with that for over 20 some years. But it actually took a traumatic event to happen this year for me to realize that I needed to go get the help that I need.
Yeah.
Not to mention, on top of that, I went through so much last year. I dealt with a major car accident, a divorce that I actually had filed, um, you know, miscarriage
Oh
of
wow.
someone who, when after I end up getting divorced, end up getting, and I'm not afraid to say it, end up getting somebody else pregnant, dealt with a miscarriage, dealt with a mini stroke. I dealt with so much, but it took a traumatic incident to happen in March that made me realize that I really need to get help. And that traumatic incident, I will say that I had a cousin that called me, and she know who she is, and she spoke to me about a certain situation. And once I hung up the phone, I remember just getting off the phone, just crying, realizing that, hey, I really do need to seek help. And that's when I realized that I need to seek help. And that's how I end up here in Florida receiving the help that I need to receive so that I can better myself.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Shouts out to I hear you with a lot of what you're saying. The word that comes to my mind is accountability.
Yeah.
You was accountable to self, and then how you interacted with others. Is that safe to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of my biggest things too that I can say that, really mess with my mental health is unforgiveness.
Mm,
That will eat you up when you do not forgive people.
yeah.
And that's something that I've truly learned ever since I've been in this program, how to forgive. And I will say that I'm in a much better place now in
Yeah.
forgiving.
It's that you say that it's kind of popular. It's become popular to not forgive, even
Mhm.
to a point to where people boast, right? And I say a lot of it is not understanding what forgiveness is.
Yeah.
To hear you say that right there is pretty meaningful from my perspective, because
Yeah.
again, it has become popular to say like, I'm not going to forgive you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to chastise people because people are going through some pretty traumatic experiences, but when something was done to you, and it's not your fault, like the ability to forgive, that don't mean that you accept what happened to you,
Yeah.
but it's to be able to move away from that hurt so it don't control you. Am I characterizing that right?
Yeah, you don't want it to control it, because that's one biggest thing that controlled me. By not forgiving, it showed up in many places in my life, especially in my physical, in my health. It's
Yeah,
like a cancer when you don't forgive. So you have to learn how to forgive. And like I said, I think that I have the tools now to be a better person, to help me to know how to forgive and what to do to forgive.
yeah, man, it's good, man. So let me ask you this: were there any misconceptions you had about mental health before going through it yourself? Like some things that you're like, I ain't dealing with it because this, but now that you went through it, you're like, I was totally off about that.
So like I told you early when we spoke, I always believed that, because I can remember when my ex-wife would tell me, you need to go see a therapist.
Mhm.
And I would always tell her, I don't believe in, therapists.
Yeah,
I can just trust God. God got me, which I realized that everybody needs somebody to talk to.
yeah,
Everybody needs somebody to talk to. And that's one thing. And I'm going to say this, I might jump off topic for a bit. That's one thing. I wrote her, I emailed, no, I sent her a text on this past week. Just taking accountability for everything that I had done in my marriage with her, just asking, for her forgiveness, just taking accountability and responsibility, because I felt a lot of guilt as well. And
yeah,
I realized by me feeling that guilt, that's something that I had to get up off of me also.
yeah.
Because if not, it was gonna stick up here and continue to mess with my mental health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that I just want to encourage anybody else to do. If you may feel guilty about something, it's okay to reach out and take accountability, take your responsibility, and asking that person to forgive you as well, because again, it helps you here.
Yeah,
And like I said, we've been, me and my ex-wife, we still close. She's still close with my family. We good.
yeah.
She's been very supportive of me through this process. And
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate, just like my mom, my dad, my sister, they all been very supportive of me through this process.
That's
And
awesome.
so I'm just glad, to have them on board and be able to support me throughout this whole process, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Man, it's awesome, man. For people just tuning in, we got Jamar Bruce on here. He's talking about his journey through as he dealt with some mental health challenges. He got an awesome event coming up in Texarkana. So you're in the Texarkana area, you're in for a real sweet treat. It's going to be September the 27th. But just keep tuning in. If you got questions, ask him. You got comments, put them on the screen. We'll make sure that we get to them. But just I just want to kind of home in on the accountability piece a little bit more, because it could be tricky, right?
Mhm.
I know sometimes people will hear you apologize or take accountability, and they can think that maybe you're being manipulative, or you don't really mean it, or he's good right now, but later on, it's not going to be okay. My mind tells me that, you know what, that may be their thoughts, but they can't stop you from taking accountability for what you've done and your responsibility for your part in it. Am I right for saying that?
Well, I will say this. So I was, because I didn't just do that with my ex-wife. That's the
Mhm.
thing. I didn't just write her a letter and ask her forgiveness. Every woman that I've been with, I wrote them a letter asking for forgiveness.
Yeah,
And the thing about it, I done my part. I
yeah.
can't control what they think.
Hmm.
And I have to learn, and that's something that I had to get past. Like, I can't control what other people. I know that I done my part, and I feel no, to lift that guilt up off me, but you can't control what other people think, because they're gonna think what they want to think,
And that's what I was going
regardless.
to get at. Like, you do your part. It's not like everybody's going to come back and be kumbaya happily ever after. You're
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
accountability. It may be the end of that friendship, partnership, or whatever. But I think, to your point, it's important to get that weight off and that guilt by apologizing. That's just the right thing to do.
yeah. And like I said, that's how I end up, apologizing to my wife, because even in the text, I told her that was probably the most the worst thing that I could have had done in my life was divorced her because I know she was such a good woman. But again, everything happens for a reason. I feel like if a lot of that stuff didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today, receiving the help that I need to receive. So, everything. I'm one that I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, no question, no question. So I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the audience for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and put the website up here, and I'm gonna let you talk us through what's going on in Texas County in September as I share this screen. So again, what's going on in September in Texas County?
So again, we do have the Create the Life I Want event that myself and Gerard will be hosting. Now, just to let you know as well, we do have the great comedian Derek Kenner that will be hosting the event. So I'm glad to have him on board, confirmed as well as Twana Bruce, who will be moderating the event also.
Okay.
So yeah, just be sure when you get a chance to go check out the website, www.lifeiwantevent.com, and you see all types of information on the website. That'll be happening that day of the event. Like I said, we have a dynamic panel of speakers that'll be speaking. We have live performances, like refreshments, and also I do want to give shout out as well to Tasteful Kitchen, who have partnered with me, who will be doing the catering for the event as well. So she will be feeding the panelists, and as far as the panelists, and also the workers at the event at the Radiant Church also. Also on the website, you'll be able to once you scroll down, you'll be able to see all the panel speakers that'll be the day of that'll be speaking at the event. Like I said, we have a dynamic panel of great speakers that'll be in the house, giving their education, their resources, advocate, and how they overcame certain mental health challenges as well.
Yeah.
So again, you definitely want to be in the house for that day. Now, also on the site, something that I wanted to do is the Create the Life I Want Man and Meal 2025. Now, just to let you know, basically what that is, I'm not sure many of you know, back in somewhere, I think around back in 2005, I did stay in the homeless shelter at Randy Sam's in Texarkana for a little while. So I wanted to go back to Randy Sam's shelter to be able to feed the homeless on that Friday. So the team will be feeding the homeless on that Friday at 5:30 at Randy Sam's shelter in Texarkana. Also, feeding them, we be giving them mental health packets as well, along with free blankets. So I just wanted to go back to the community on the place that actually helped me, when I needed help at the time of need, and just give back to them. So we will be doing that on that Friday at the Randy Sam shelter. And again, that's Tasteful Kitchen will be as far as doing the catering for that event. So we're glad to have her company a part of that also.
Yeah, and I just want to read this little comment and say, who is this event for? This event is designed for men ages 13 and up, mental health professionals, community leaders, and anyone interested in exploring, supporting Black men's mental health. So I like that you said earlier for women too, because it takes the support of our community. So all the people that we're connected with, women, pastors, community leaders, elected officials, friends, family, we need everybody out supporting this and doing what they can to help begin, not begin, but continue to work and improve mental health in our community.
And and I encourage, if you have men, if you have sons who's 13, and up, bring them out.
Yeah.
Because again, I believe that's what it starts with. It's all a generational curse type thing. So bring them out so that they can be educated, so that they can receive the help that they need. Because again, we taught in our community that we have to be such strong men and that we have to hold everything inside. Well, when you hold everything inside, that's where your sicknesses come. That's where you start doing other things that you don't want to do. It starts showing up into places in your life that you don't want it to show up in. So we encourage you to bring your men, bring your sons out to the event also, so that they can be educated. And so again, so we can break this stigma when it comes to mental health.
Yeah, and again, go to www.lifeiwantevent.com. The website is on the screen right here. Go in and purchase your tickets. And so let's talk about the ticket prices right now, if you will.
So the ticket price, so right now we do have the early bird ticket prices going on, which is for $15. So this is the thing. July the 1st, they will go up to $20. So if you are in the area, or if you're looking at this rebroadcast, looking at it now, you do want to get your tickets now, because after July the 1st, tickets will go up. No exceptions.
Yeah.
So right now they are $15. You can go to the site www.lifeiwantevent.com. You'll be able to click on where it says the get tickets. Once you get your tickets, you enter in your information and then you receive your ticket to your phone as well. But trust me, you do not want to miss this event. We encourage you to be there. I'm not just speaking just to hype this up and just to sell a ticket. I'm not doing it. Trust me, you want to be there.
It's
We're gonna
gonna
have
be
a good time. Like I said, a great time. And just give me in that space to be able to talk and be educated and be able to learn and just be able to make a difference in somebody's life.
yeah, yeah. So earlier too, we was talking about some of your past projects. So I'm gonna show this video, and then we're gonna come back after this video, talk about the video, and then we're gonna wrap the discussion up.
Okay.
How about that? There we go.
What you need to do is get your ass a job. A job, boy.
Will you continue to sit here and take this from him?
Losing a job that you had for 13 years isn't an easy pill to swallow.
That's the problem, Mama. You keep giving this man chances. How many more chances does he need before he ends up killing one of us?
I've tolerated this for too long.
You can only hide things for so long. And you're a fucking coward.
Either get some help or me and my son are gone. Michael, just wait. Like, you don't understand.
I don't understand. What I don't understand, why look at your face?
Man, tell us about that clip, man, if you will.
So that's actually a film that I shot back in a little bit, I think before COVID, which is titled No Escape, which went through several film festivals, it won several awards. So I'm very thankful for that. Had an amazing cast, amazing crew. Again, shout out to the women, brilliant women in film who helped me in the Houston area to get that project done. And also my director and my executive producer as well, LaMarcus Tinker. Got to shout out him again as well. But again, yeah, that's a film that I did do back in a little bit before COVID. And like I said, anybody that know me know that I love helping people. So anything that I write has to do with, to uplift, inspire, and hopefully give hope to people. So again, that's just a film that I did do regarding alcoholism, domestic violence that I did shoot. And just to be able to give people hope to get out of certain situations, whether if you're dealing with somebody who has an alcohol problem, whether you're dealing with somebody who has a domestic violence problem, I just want to give people hope to be able to get out this situation. So again, that's basically what that film is about. And it will be, I'm hoping to put it out on YouTube hopefully sometime this year, because I haven't released the whole thing on YouTube again because I was going through film festival circuits, but I hope to put it out on YouTube this year for you guys. And once I do, I will notify you on Facebook as well.
Man, no, man, you're a very, very talented brother, to say the least, man. I appreciate the opportunity to, man, just to listen to you, share the screen with you, and pour out into the community. One thing is important is giving back, and you are an example of that. So appreciate you, man. It's my city. It's my city.
Hey,
That's my
hey.
city.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do it. Like I said, anybody that's not in the place September the 27th, you're gonna miss out.
You're gonna miss out.
Next stop, you're gonna have to come to you're gonna have to drive to Dallas, you're gonna have to drive to Atlanta, you're gonna have to drive to Houston. I don't know what you're gonna do, but if you ain't in Texas September 27th, you're gonna miss out.
Man,
that's gonna be your problem.
Not too bad. I might drive all of them and watch it again, man. How about that?
And I pray that it only gets bigger. Like I said, I have things that's lined up and planned for each city, and I'm just trusting God for it all. And no weapon formed against me should prosper. And everything gonna be blessed.
Dope. Man, it's been fun, man. I just wanted to get you on here for about 20 or 30 minutes or so and let you pour out, what you've been doing. This is just the one of many to come. We're going to promote the heck out of this event. We're going to fill the seats. The website again is www.lifeiwantevent.com. Please go ahead and get your tickets. But before we get out of here, I'm gonna let you go ahead and give parting thoughts, words of inspirations, anything that you want to leave us with before we get off the screen.
So I say for my inspiration, I want to leave you with is basically if you are dealing with something, you have to know that you're not alone, that you're not the only one that's dealing with certain situations, that it is okay to not be okay. It is
Mm,
okay to get help. Just because, and especially to my men, just because you ask for help doesn't make you weak.
mm,
It don't make you weak at all. And that's what I done for too many years, pretending that I didn't need the help because I wanted to be that strong person and pretend that I was that strong person. But truly behind my mask, I was suffering. And through suffering, that's when other things start showing up in my life, which I believe is what led to me having a mini stroke of last year. So my encouraging words to you is if you know you need help, seek help. You can inbox me if you need resources. I don't mind. That's what I'm here for.
yeah.
Seek help. So if you know that you need that help, seek the help that you need. Like I said, I hope and pray that you be able to come out September the 27th so that you'll be able to get those resources. So that
Yeah.
you'll be able to be in the building with us and get the knowledge that you need to be able to better yourself. Not for nobody else, but for yourself.
Amen.
And that's my encouragement to you. And if you want to hear rest, like I said, be there September 27th. That's all I'm giving you right now.
That's dope.
September
That's
27th.
dope, man. It's gonna be fun. And just I got a few quick words on we just to amplify the accountability piece that you've been telling us about. You know, we got this saying on the podcast that responsibility is the close relative of accountability, and you cannot have true accountability if I don't feel responsible for the health of my relationships, my friendships, my partnerships, and in my own health. So if you're finding people that struggling with accountability, maybe you could start there, making sure that they understand what their responsibility is in that situation so they can take it on. Once you establish some true responsibility, then you can start holding people accountable for the things that they're supposed to be doing. So
Yeah.
good, man. I really love it.
And then to Gerard, I want to say that and just to let you guys know, because right now, like I'm in a mental health rehab. I'm actually in day 61. At first, I did resident at first, where I didn't have access to anything, and then I actually moved to what's called PHP, so it's partial hospitalization type things, where, as you see, you put you in your own apartment, your insurance pay for it and whatnot. So I am in day 61. So most people think, when you think of rehabs, it's where you got all these crazy type people. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. So I encourage you, if you wanted to look into mental health rehab, do it. Do it. Just make sure you do your research. But like I said, I am in day 61, have 30 more days. I did on yesterday move down to another phase. So like I said, 30 days at first wasn't enough to me. I could have left resident after 30 days and then went back to Houston, but that wasn't enough to me. I want to continue to better myself and continue to get my help, because I'm not going to learn it all in 30 days. I'm not going to learn it all in 60 days or 90 days. Even after I do complete this program, my aftercare plan is to make sure I continue to get and receive the help that I need, putting a therapist in my weekly schedule. So I just want to encourage, if that's something that you're interested into as well, as far as like mental health rehab,
Yeah.
look into them. Why not? Do your research.
Yeah.
It might help you. It helped me.
Man, that's dope, man. One thing that you started the conversation off with when we was setting up, you told me you was proud of me. Man, I appreciate that. And I want you to know the same thing. I'm proud of you, man. Keep setting the example, first to yourself, and then let yourself and your actions be a light to everybody else, man. Stay encouraged. And I know with all the good that there's still some challenge moments. It's just nature of the beast. But man, if I can be of any resources, phone call, text message, whatever, man, hey, I'm here for you, brother. I just want you to know that, man. I'm proud of you.
I received it, my brother. And the same here, like I said, if you need anything from me, you can always reach out for me.
Yeah. So
always.
Yeah. Hey, and always just I didn't do the house rules in the beginning, but this information is only as good as if it's reaching people. So we need y'all to like, share, subscribe to us on different platforms. Go out and find Brother Jamar. He's on social media. Tell him real quick how to find you, if you will.
So you can find me on social media. It's Bruce JT. My Instagram, I believe, is official Jamar Bruce, and I'll be sure to post all the information as well. But be sure you go follow. If you have not followed the Create the Life I Want event page, be sure that you go follow that page again, because we will be making a special announcement next week for one more nice special guest artists that you don't want to miss. So a big reveal on next week. So be sure to follow the page. And like I said, for the latest news and updates, and visit the website.
Yeah,
which is
and we'll make sure that we put all your contact information, the website, as well as the Facebook pages too, so that people can reach out to us. So we appreciate everybody's time. Thank you for hanging with us. And you know that old saying, you could be anywhere, but you spend it with us, and we don't take that lightly.
Thank you, guys.
Won't need another, this one here really do it for you.
Baby, I'm love for you. Yeah, baby, I'm in love for you. If it come down to love for you, let me show you how to love for you. Love for you. Love for you. Love for you. Love for you.
Now it's my turn to tell y'all about my big bro Gerard in the